The Gorge is directed by Scott Derrickson and stars Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy and is currently streaming on Apple TV+, and it's about two highly trained operatives who become close after being sent to protect opposite sides of a mysterious gorge, but when an evil emerges they must work together to survive what lies within. Scott Derrickson is one of my favorite directors working today. I've loved his film since The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Doctor Strange, Sinister, Black Phone. He's got Black Phone 2 coming out. I really love his movies. I love his approach to filmmaking, and The Gorge is a very unique addition to his filmography because obviously he's played in the realm of sci-fi before and certainly horror, and this film is a genre mashup of not just those but also romance, because these two snipers who are positioned on opposite sides of this gorge eventually start sending each other notes. They're watching each other through binoculars. They're getting to know each other without speaking. And that's actually one of my favorite parts of the whole film. There's a lot of great genre stuff here, but the reason the movie ultimately worked for me is because of the central relationship, but also how they build together as a team against a greater evil that isn't just about what's lurking in the gorge but might also be about a more controlling force that they're going to have to push back against, resulting in dire consequences for both of them. First off, this movie looks great. Scott Derrickson is not going to direct a bad-looking movie, but in particular the action scenes are helmed very well. You can see everything very clearly. There's nothing that's too murky or unclear. The action is well defined. You understand what's happening, and some of it gave me the vibes of what I would have expected out of a really good Dead Space film or even a Last of Us or Doom adjacent property. It feels like it lives in that world but doesn't borrow from those titles in a way that felt obvious. But again, on that central relationship, there's a lot of really crazy that happens in this movie, a lot of really bonkers action and sci-fi set pieces that gets very intense, but it's that central relationship that grounds you and makes you care about these characters, and Teller and Joy both work very well together. Anya Taylor-Joy in particular is a standout here. She really is pulling a lot of weight. She does a fantastic job in the film and I bought into her character wholeheartedly. She's great in the action scenes as well as the emotional ones, and as I said, the movie is a genre mashup. It's able to play with so many different types of movies. I mean, there's this aspect where they're spying on each other at first initially and it feels almost Rear Window very, so they're just watching each other, and eventually once they realize they both are watching they start sending notes. This aspect of the movie I found very intriguing, and I could totally see a version of this movie where the characters never actually speak to each other face to face, and it still would have worked just fine, but the movie doesn't get made unless they start fighting back and there's some action, and this part of the film was a lot of fun. I was actually surprised how sectioned off all of it was, and it's very efficient, as I said at the start, in that you have this sort of Rear Window romantic watch body double thing going on for the first 30 or 40 minutes of the movie, and then you got this really intense Aliens SL Doom thing happening before the finale of the movie, which of course I won't get into any spoilers, but like it starts to get to a place where you're like, I see where we're going with all this information the characters have learned and why it had to be this way and sectioned off that way, and I think it's actually done very very well. I tend to go into streaming movies kind of skeptical. A lot of them just, they don't really deliver, but lately Apple, especially with their TV shows, have been making a lot of really good creative decisions, and The Gorge does feel like the type of movie that you just don't really see all that much anymore, and that it does have a central idea that is enough, and then it decides to add on all of these monsters and beasts and things that you wouldn't really expect to be in this film, and more lore that you can uncover in the movie itself. There's a lot here, and I could totally see why that could be a tough sell for some audience members. But I like movies like that. I don't need my movies to put a pin in everything and be like, this is all we're doing. I love when a movie tries to do a lot of different things, and this movie succeeds at a lot of them. One of the reasons I think that relationship works so well is because both of them are so highly trained at being snipers that they can kind of look at each other and be like, did you do that job? I heard about that. That was that crazy shot. And they're like, yeah, I might have an in they can kind of go back and forth about that, and it's an instant connection because they don't have a lot of time to bond, so they have to be able to get close pretty quickly, and the fact that they instantly have this great connection over the fact that they're both so trained really aids that part of the story. The Gorge has a lot of fun action, some really good creature design, and a great performance from Anya Taylor-Joy. I really enjoyed it, so if you guys want to check it out, it is on Apple TV Plus right now. Also, I want to thank Neon for sponsoring this portion of the video. As you guys know, The Monkey is coming out. It is so good. I've seen it. I really loved it. It is a bloody wild time. It did not disappoint. It will be out this Friday. Tickets are on sale right now. The link is in the description below. It's written and directed by Osgood Perkins, who last made Longlegs. It stars Theo James, Tatiana Maslany, Elijah Wood, amongst many others, based off a short story from Stephen King and produced by James Wan. If you like your kill scenes with a lot of blood and potentially some intestines, this movie is definitely going to do it for you. I had a really good time with it. I hope you guys do check it out.